And now, Rob on the Road, exploring Northern California.
The Jewish Federation of the Greater Sacramento region is really immersed in all of our region, and the executive director is Willie Recht, here to talk about it today. Willie, good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
Glad to be here with you, Willie. You are one busy man.
I love it. I feel like the luckiest guy on earth, though.
Why?
Because I get to do what I love.
What is that? What is it that you love?
I love building community.
It's clearly working. Willie Recht is the youngest executive director of any Jewish federation in America. Willie and his team just pulled off their most successful annual campaign here in a decade. There are 150 Jewish federations nationwide, raising and giving away more than $2 billion a year, supporting welfare, social, and educational needs. These same services are offered here to help our region rise, including a community social worker through Jewish Family Services, responding to more than 700 calls a year, and giving away more than 12,000 books annually to help kids read.
We really want to provide an opportunity for people to be Jewish and do Jewish. There's not a lot of other Jewish organizations in Sacramento, and if you're not affiliated with a synagogue, where are you going to go? How are you going to be Jewish?
This is a representation of the people.
We're the umbrella organization for the Jewish community in Sacramento. We're the central address of the Jewish community, for better or for worse.
Willie, just 37 years old, has found himself face to face with hate crimes his very ancestors faced decades ago. The 2018 synagogue shootings in Pittsburgh rocked Willie and this community to the core. You are looking at Willie's response, a community prayer vigil in Sacramento, 2 days after the senseless shootings in a place all too familiar with acts of crime.
I was there, I walked in the synagogue, packed, overflowing, and out the doors. The community came back to you, to the Federation, to the congregation. What did that feel like? Because you're standing right there at the front and can see it all. Take me to that spot.
Scared, because God forbid I didn't want something. I mean, it had been 2 days. Who knows what was going to happen? I wasn't thinking then. I just had to do. We just had to provide a safe place for the community to get together and reflect and mourn together.
But that is the magic of action, is you don't have time to think and plan, you have to do.
You know, B'nai Israel was the victim of hate crime, a firebombing 20 years ago, and it seemed like the appropriate place for the community to gather. We expected 500 people. We could have easily had 1,500 people. I really feel like many of the terrible things that happen come from a place of fear. And so if we're able to move past that fear, I think that that can't be harmful. But looking out and afterwards, I did feel comforted, and I did feel that people cared and people understood what happened.
In Davis, there was an incident that made international headlines about an imam and remarks that were made. The Interfaith Alliance of our area responded, and I saw you standing there with everyone else in the alliance, and I wondered what you were thinking.
Well, so prior to that happening, the Jewish Community Relations Council, which is a program of the Federation, sat down and had one-on-one conversations in this building with the imam.
Really?
Yes. With rabbis, with different leaders from the community to talk about what happened. And the imam decided to make a public apology to the community based on the conversations and interactions that took place in this building and in this community. And so, talk about fear or talk about, reaching out, it's a prime example. And some people were upset with how we dealt with that. But what would the option be? The option would be that we would just perpetuate fear, that we would just divide further. And here we were able to stand together. He made a public apology to the Jewish community in Davis.
Did you accept it?
Yes.
In your heart?
Yes.
Was it hard?
Yes. There is a value and a theory and a practice in Judaism, and it's called tikkun olam, and it means repairing the world. And I think the Jewish community tries very hard to do that.
Here's proof. Take the devastating campfire that ripped through homes and hearts of thousands of people in Paradise.
When this was happening in Butte County in the campfire, we knew there was not a heavy Jewish population there. However, there were lives there were humans there that needed help. And so our federation opened up a fund, and within 2 weeks we raised almost $250,000. And this speaks to the strength of the federated system. So, New York Federation, San Francisco, San Diego, Phoenix, Dallas, they all sent out a link to our fund. So money came in from the Jewish community from all over the country. So Jewish communities throughout the country had the opportunity to give Jewishly just to help people. Not help Jewish people, but to help people.
Caring and giving is in Willie's blood. In his office hangs this poignant plaque. This is his grandparents' Lifetime Achievement Award from the Jewish Federation in Milwaukee for decades of selfless service and generous giving. It's a priceless gift from his grandmother.
I wonder what she feels about your position here.
She started crying when I told her I got this job.
Wow. What did she say besides
She
tears?
said, "I wish your grandfather could know." There's a strong Jewish community here, and I want the Jewish Federation to be at the center of that community, open to all, ready to provide opportunities for people to be Jewish and do Jewish, and to provide the critical services and programs that in many cases save people's lives.
Murphy Austin Adams Schoenfeld LLP, focusing on business law and commercial litigation, is proud to support Rob on the Road, Region Rising. More information available at murphyaustin.com.